What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Round 3 Back 9 coverage here at the 2022 Las Vegas Challenge. You're watching the first stop of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. My name is Mitch Phillips. Joining me is Nathan Queen. Talk to me a little bit about the front nine.
Yeah, the front nine, each player had one bogey. We had a couple players get 6 birdies on the front, so hot starts from those guys. A couple other players, not quite as many birdies, but still hanging in there and have an opportunity to do some work on the back. You see Tristan Tanner and Kevin Jones with the 5 unders on the front nine. Chris Dickerson 1 down and Linus 2 down.
Yeah, already moving into a tie for third. A lot of players here at minus 21, just 2 back from your leader, Gannon Burr, holding on tight, and he's still playing incredibly well as we head into hole 10, par 3, 388. This one is a pretty difficult pin placement. That water there on the right side, that one guardian tree on the left. The difficulty comes also on the slope. If you push long, that roll comes in quick, and your footing can get weird, and you find the out of bounds.
This is another pad that they have changed from previous years. It's moved across the ball golf fairway over to the left side, so it kind of, before you would throw a hyzer over the water the entire time, now you can't really stand it up. You want to still throw a hyzer, but it's easy to drift off to the left side of this basket.
Yeah, as you see Kevin do just that, just a little bit short left.
That was okay.
You can see the flag there. The wind is really non-existent on this one, which is definitely a good thing with how much danger there is surrounding.
And I think this is a good change for the hole. Although you don't have to go over the water the whole time, it really makes you nervous to stand your disc up and get your disc to fly straight.
Yeah, as you can see right there from Kevin and Linus, I mean, it gets in your head that any chance that it turns over, I'm going to throw something really overstable, and then both of them ended up short left. Let's see if Chris can make that correction. Way further out right here for Dickerson. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and he takes those nerves away, gets it out over top of that water, and gets it to finish just outside of that bullseye area. So Tristan going with something a little less overstable here, but faster now, and it's taking a pretty big skip. He'll be in par land.
Yeah, it really is par land. You heard out of Kevin's hand, he was saying par me. Like, there's just no really way to run this basket so much behind it, except if you're Tristan Tanner. Oh my goodness.
Take that back. We're now in birdie land. Tristan Tanner, dead center, just striped it, used the wind to his advantage, hung it out just a little bit to the right. The wind pulled it back left.
That was huge.
On fire today.
Yeah, when you're feeling the putter, you are, as you see Kevin just laying up, telling Tristan that was insane.
Thank you, Tristan, for proving me wrong on that one.
Seriously.
What a great birdie.
Good birdie here from Chris as well. Not as highlight as, you know, the huge putt towards the water, but still a birdie nonetheless.
Yeah, either way, I think I'd still take Chris's birdie there.
Oh, yeah.
Over Tristan's.
Yeah, a little less stress, but you gotta get yourself going. But yeah, Tristan, the putter is on. Take us to hole 11.
635 foot, par 4. Get your drive off to just in front of this green, or the ball golf green that you see, or you have some room over on the left side. They've moved this pin over to the left from where it was last year as well. And again, you kind of have a guarded green, and it's built up on a mound.
Yeah, another one where the green, a lot of players you're going to see try to lay up to it, but it's pretty hard to reach off the drive.
Yeah, and Chris going for that area to the left of the ball golf green. As long as you don't get too big of a skip and make it to the cart path, that's a good open area over there.
Yeah, kind of the bailout area to avoid the green.
Tristan going for the big shot over top of the green. He gets a great stand-up on this. This looks like it's going to have plenty of distance.
Wow. Should have easy work from there. Being able to just put it close.
I'm sure Kevin's going to try to do something similar here. That extreme hyzer release gets it to stand up, move on past the green, and he is in the straight line to the basket, I do believe.
Yep. See which decision Linus makes here, if he wants to cross the green or try to finish out left. He's definitely trying to cross the green here. Yeah, fades a little bit early on him. Gonna be an interesting spot over there when you are on that left side. The ceiling gets really low. Unless you're further enough back where you can kind of go over the top.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be throwing that straight low ceiling shot, high ground. And just catches that last low ceiling, but gets past the tree, so he'll be right around circle's edge, I think.
It may have been a good hit. Probably would have carried pretty far down the hill.
Right here, in the shade. Okay, I got it.
And I like that decision from Chris. He knows his putt is confident from inside the circle, so knowing he doesn't need to try to do something different to put it really close, but just give him a chance and a clean look. And Tristan just jump putting after that huge drive.
Yeah, I figured he was going to run that. Kevin here looking straight at it. That's about what you want right there. Should have a pretty short putt for his birdie.
Jump putt on a par 4 is always a pretty good feeling. Linus for birdie.
And super clean. Just outside the circle. Let's rewind that.
Yeah, he comes down to that left hip. Just such a smooth putting stroke. Not a lot of legs involved either. It's really just a lot of snap. Using those long arms to his advantage.
Yeah, and he gets the he has that nose up on there. Has a nice floaty look to it. Chris able to connect on his birdie as well.
Tristan looking to do the same, similar distance here. The way his putter's been feeling, this should be a formality.
And no issues, just like we expected. He's shaking that bogey off that he got a few holes ago. He's now 7 down for the round.
Yeah, sitting tied for second as we start into this back 9.
Yeah, we got ourselves a star frame on hole 11.
Moving into hole 12, 987 feet, the huge par 5. Really just throw the longest shot you can. We see some rollers here, big turnover shots, even just hyzer flip. But really the difficulty comes on the second shot. I feel like if you try to, third shot, if you try to get too big into it, second, and get into this just guarded area here.
And the basket is actually pushed further back than you're seeing on the drone right
here.
Some
maybe confusion there. I was like, this is not the
maybe another 200 feet or so, and it's on a mound, of course, off to the right side.
Yes, but definitely the difficulty coming as you approach the basket. It's pretty tucked up there and a little bit hidden if you are on the right side. As Chris gets a good turnover here, needing that to flex back.
And flexes back just enough. He'll stay out of that tree line. He'll have an Anheuser shot from there.
Yeah, just trying to be right next to the 500-foot mark as much as he can. Doesn't like it out of his hand.
Yeah, he's turned this over a bit too much. It looks like a little bit of late release. And
it's going to be a pitch out. I mean, there's not much else to do. Maybe a forehand roller to try to get some distance.
Depending on his footing, he may be able to go up high and get a little bit of distance out of that, but he's not going to be able to do what he was planning to do.
Here's that roller play from Kevin, and
he's
turned it a little bit too early. Going to be way over there next to the fence almost. Yeah, hitting the fence actually on the right side.
Yeah, and being close to that fence might be better than being around those trees where Tristan's at. He might have a little more room to work something.
Just not enough flip out of this shot from Linus.
Yeah, this is going to be close to that cart path over on the left side.
I think it hit the little bush there, kind of stopped him short. And here's a look at just the difficulty Tristan's at a knee, forehand out.
able to get a little bit on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't move forward real far, but he is now out in the open. He might be able to reach the pin from there just because he does have that 600 foot of distance or so, but most likely looking for a par now.
Oh, and Linus almost taking out the bush, finds the footing back, going with the roller. And this is where this, like I was saying, this second shot, if you put yourself too far right, it's pretty difficult to attack that basket. And Kevin, same disc in his hand that he threw the drive with. Is he going sky roller over the top?
It looks like he's lining over the top for sure. I imagine.
Maybe a roller, maybe an Anheuser. Oh, it's a roller.
Oh my goodness, he lays it down great.
Kevin Jones.
What a scramble shot from over there close to the fence, out of position. He's going to have a great chance to get a birdie now on this par 5.
Nearly pin high going sky roller, sky roller. Just not many players have that in their game. As we get to Dickerson throwing this Anheuser shape here. This needs to come out. Yeah,
this is looking great. Yeah, and he is up there pin height. He'll probably be inside of 100, maybe even inside of 80 there.
Yeah, maybe give it a little soft run. Tristan going to the forehand second shot here.
So if he's going forehand, he might be a little closer than I expected he was, and may still have the chance for this birdie.
Oh, and he definitely has a chance for the birdie.
And
with
he
a
has
shot like that.
Gotten the birdie.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and give him that putt.
And Linus having to go through a gap here on this somewhat open hole. This is incredibly low ceiling uphill. With the height of him, it definitely makes it even smaller. Getting low.
Oh, and he gets up there. These guys showing you one of the benefits of although it's 987 feet, this is kind of on the shorter end of the par 5s, or the shorter as far as how open it is.
Right.
It's kind of on the shorter end that we're used to. So these guys showing you one of the benefits of one of those par 5s.
Off the top for eagle from Dickerson, that would have been a huge, huge swing of momentum to him. Linus from Circle's Edge, he's level with the basket here, being up on the hill. Oh, and he's feeling it. Great putt there from him. Let's rewind that back. Like you said before, that nose angle just stays so consistent. A little bit of hyzer out of the hand, stands up, and just really great putt there from Carlsson to start off what looks to be a star frame here on 12.
Yeah, after really only one drive that really caught your eye.
Being able to scramble and get it done. It's a birdie for Dickerson. And Tristan, after that huge forehand, just to tap in. Birdies for our whole card.
Should I say something? Should I say something? Hole 13, 363 foot par 3, quite uphill here, and there's it's kind of a just strange line. You've got this OB green and hazard plain bunker off to the right side. You can throw an Anheuser with something stable and get it to flex around that bunker. There's kind of a straight shot too, but just pretty difficult to reach for a 360 foot hole.
Yeah, and if you find that bunker, it is a deep bunker. I mean, if you're down in there, you're throwing way over your head to the basket. Chris has pushed this a little bit long right. It's going to be a pretty scary putt coming back.
Cool. Me neither.
The green right behind it. Tristan lining up that spike angle.
Yeah, if you can get the spike angle there, that's going to be the best play on this hole. Just get it to spike and not skip at all. Super steep angle, really benefiting Tristan and Kevin here. And I think he's pulled this a bit wide, but it's possible it'll push back. Not quite. That should, I'm scared to say it because last time I said it, he drained it, but that's
He's in a land. We're not going to say if it's
yeah.
what kind of land it is yet. We'll see how if he runs that.
It's
but
in the dry land.
yes, we all are here in Vegas. Kevin actually taking more of an inside spike line.
Yeah.
Not as wide. Catching the edge and rolling out to circle's edge.
Yeah, still a scary putt over there. That green's right behind it.
Yeah.
If you have the right height and don't hit anything, it will most likely be on that green.
Mm-hmm. This is more of the traditional play, kind of that hyzer flip to ride forwards, and can it be just ahead of circle's edge as well?
Yeah, such a difficult green to really access and get a close look at. You want to play wide around that bunker, not give yourself a chance to go in there, because you don't have a close putt necessarily for par from inside of that bunker.
Yeah, it drops off quick in there, as you see Tristan. Even though he was, feeling it, this is just one it's not worth it. It came in as the second most difficult hole on the course. Chris is in that range. He can run this. Oh, just that little bit of timidity, knowing that there's so much danger behind.
Yeah, fortunate to sit down there. This is definitely a roll away possibility.
Linus looking to line this one up.
And
a bounce to the roll.
Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds.
Oh.
All right, he's circle's edge now, just outside for his par putt after having a pretty good birdie chance.
Thankfully the wind's died down, but now he's putting uphill instead of downhill as well. Again, just a tiny bit off.
And hopefully this one's going to sit.
Okay, it does.
It rolls a little bit, but curls back around. So Kevin Jones, watching a 3-putt already, now has to collect himself.
Just low as well. It's, similar to Dickerson, not very much of a difference there of distance, but yeah, just this green, it's that perfect in between where the basket, where the apex you need to throw your disc. If you miss it all, it's going.
Yeah, I might be calling scariest green on the course right here.
Yeah. Linus getting a little kick at the basket. Yeah, frustration for sure after a really great drive. Tristan for par here.
Yeah, nice to see him joking around a little bit.
Yeah, he's in good spirits. Happy to be out here on the course. So we move into hole 14, par 3, 441 feet. This one is, you're going straight uphill and so much danger, so close to the basket here. That green comes in and kind of sneaks itself pretty much inside the circle on that left side, maybe circle's edge, and then you have this tree hanging down. So you see a lot of different plays. With the power on our card, you may even see maybe a spike hyzer just trying to avoid everything, but this is the more common play, kind of that left to right. This is a shot that Dickerson throws so well.
Wow.
It needs to sit down.
That was an incredible shot, and now he's going to be circle's edge putting for his par.
Yeah, out of bounds. It is, 10, 15 feet away at most?
Yeah, very close. That's why I might expect.
Right.
I thought Tristan might do it, but there's a hyzer off to the right side that the wind is kind of playing into today.
Yeah. With Tristan's forehand distance, I'm not surprised to see him go for this, but need a little bit more stand up.
That's incredible that he even got that far. This hole's got to play close to 460, 470 with the slow uphill ride that it has the whole way there.
Yeah, one of the players in our game that has that forehand stand-up shot, where a lot of, I think the long distance, you think of Eagle, you think of, those kind of guys that have that, but they stay on hyzer a lot. He's got that controlled distance, and this is the line you were talking about, way huge out to the right.
Yeah, and if the wind gets a hold of this, it'll push it over to the left.
Maybe drop down just outside circle, I think. Yeah, and that's that jump putt Jones. It's on his bag. He's confident that he can throw those kind of shots, knowing he may not park it, but feeling that he has a chance to make it if he's in that circle too. Linus, the Anheuser, just a little bit too much
And yeah,
turn.
that's the mistake, though. As you saw from Chris earlier, it looked like his was going to be great, but just had too much stability at the end and it ended up OB. Linus with the easier chance for the 3 here. Chris is going to have to make a putt.
Going for the rainbow with the pine cone. Linus showing off that soccer background. Here's that jump putt range for Kevin.
Yeah, low ceiling here. This
it's a pretty green, but
this just has a cool feel to it whenever you're on this green. This needs to sit down. Yeah, okay. Able to sit, not go onto the OB.
Tristan after that massive forehand.
This would be a great forehand birdie.
Just catching a little bit of foliage there on the way down, pushing it left. Yeah, forehand birdie on this hole I don't feel like is a very common phrase. Chris for his par.
Looks like he's gotten his spot closer than I was expecting. Able to connect for his par, and a hole that averaged right at par. Our chase card's going to do the same thing, and I'll take their 3 here.
Yeah, and even though that is out of bounds, the way that it plays, I mean, it feels like a lot of the holes in some of the other courses where you throw it close, you go out of bounds, you go out and sit in the hazard, you have a pretty easy par putt. And Chris, knowing that was the risk and coming away with a par clean.
Looked like Kevin may have been asking about the new OB rule there, where if you do go OB, you're able to take a semicircle away from the out of bounds, but if you did not go OB, you still take it straight out.
Gotcha.
Hole 15, 337-foot par 3. Right-handed mid-range. Most likely you want to get it flat and then just have it drift off to the left. You could also put it on a hyzer the whole time. Just whatever you're most comfortable with to throw about 300 feet. It plays downhill, so not quite as far. You've got OB on the cart path right, OB long in the rock garden, and OB left if you do get a big skip. This needs to sit down.
Yes, so many little shrubs and tiny, tree branches and stuff to catch it. And if you're short at all, the footing is weird. You're stepping out. But again, we talked about that sand a lot here because it's everywhere here in Vegas. This is very, very loose sand, and drives tend to just dig. That's a pretty clean look there for Tristan.
And you see all 3 players so far kind of being on the inside. Ideally, you want to get it out a little wider than that.
Yep.
But that cart path on the right just kind of puts it in your brain.
Linus kind of in between discs here. Going with the mid-range. And this is the more traditional line. Let it go straight and then fade. Oh, catching the tree. That's a great drive.
He has got a great chance. He's only about 10, 12 feet now for his birdie. Kevin, circle 2, running it down.
Oh, he thought it.
He wanted it. Tried to will it in there.
What the?
Just not quite. Great bid, though.
Yeah. Chris with a limb and right over his shoulder and on the back of his head. Not able to really get a full stroke here, and just high. And you can see that flag blowing. It was just kind of moving just enough to kind of put some lift on here. Oh, and Tristan as well.
Yeah, just a bit high. Looks like Linus might walk away with the lone birdie here.
Picking up a stroke on the card. He definitely is needing it. Kind of falling off the pace a little bit. Yeah, Linus so close. Easy work there for the birdie. And formality pars here for the rest of our card.
Yeah, this hole, expected to see a few more birdies from this card here. Just kind of that, not really a stock righty hyzer, but pretty straight right to left finish.
Yeah.
Brings us into hole 16.
It's a par 4, 723 feet. The difficulty on this one is out of bounds if you fade out left. There's a bunker long as well that really, if you're trying to go for that big turnover shot, tends to just grab discs. And there's a couple trees on the left as well that kind of, you know, make that upshot difficult. But this green is very protected, and if you go long or right, there really is not a lot to it. It's up on a pedestal, as we've come to realize. This is a big shot from Linus. He needs to sit down. Oh, and it catches the backside and falls into the hazard. And like I said, that footing is interesting, and there's those trees there, and probably going to be blind.
Yeah, that's a big
approach.
shot to make it to that bunker from there.
After
Chris,
seeing that, yeah, Chris goes a little bit more inside.
Making that correction, getting it off to the right a little bit more, and this is going to go way out there. He'll have a straight look at the pin from there.
It was huge.
Let's watch Chris's form here. Gonna be keeping his arm up just a little bit higher to get that Anheuser release. See how he never really moves his arm around until it's time for the reach back. His body just kind of moves around it.
Yeah, it's the thing when that happens. It's so beautiful to watch that timing perfectly. Your body moving around the disc and then pulling through. He has such a straight pull through too. There's no movement up or down whatsoever.
Lots of power out of Tristan there. When able to flatten out, he'll be in a similar spot to Chris there, just a little bit further away.
Yep. On inside on the right, little hyzer flip action.
Look at that disc stand up. What a pretty line.
I have not seen anyone take that line on the right.
I've seen a few people take it. I didn't expect to see it from this card.
Right.
But Kevin Jones likes that steep hyzer, and that's the best way for him to be able to throw that.
And Linus just obstructed there also with the sand, but puts a really good move on that to be inside the circle. Good disc selection to be able to kind of, I believe it was maybe even a fairway driver to be able to skip up and control it. Yeah, it's a pretty common play to be able to hit that hill and just find yourself inside the circle. Chris going forehand into the green.
Yeah, he's going to be inside 200 feet here. Right about it. And, oh, hits the cage. This needs to sit down, though. This is not what Chris needs right now. He's had a couple of these things happen to him.
Please roll back.
It almost goes OB on the ball golf green.
After hitting the basket, you just... Man. Have a pretty long comebacker up the hill as we finally get to Kevin's drive.
And he's pulled his left as well. This might be one of those half bids from Chris here. It does get pretty steep behind this basket. You can see he puts a lot of nose up on it to keep it slow, and kind of scary to hit the cage again after what just happened, but he does sit down.
Thankfully.
He'll be able to collect his par.
Kevin from the weeds here after pushing a little bit long and hangs it outright. Yeah, kind of a rare pull there. Those forehand approaches usually something Kevin has dialed, but slope and green just got a hold of him. And Linus looking to save par here after finding that bunker early. Level with the basket.
Thank you.
And you can't hit more center than that. Save par on 16. Great putt there from Carlsson.
Yeah, that's a nice par. After you throw in the bunker, kind of the mindset is put it as close as you can so you don't have to putt to get your par. He's able to do so. And Tristan able to grab the only birdie on the card. He's now going to be 9 under with just 2 holes left.
Yeah, tied for second here in the tournament.
Kevin connects for the par, but wanting to get that birdie there after a great drive.
Yeah, his hyzer flip game just consistently just goes so much further than any line that he throws. Move into hole 17, par 3, 322 feet. You do have this triple mandatory gate you got to go through, and very low ceiling, touchy shot. See some players go to the forehand, kind of stand it up and let it fade. Also the backhand turnover is there, but kind of a difficult basket to really get all the way to it. If you land that kind of circle's edge area, you're going to be pretty happy with the drive.
Yeah, 322 is very deceiving as far as what you think about being a reachable hole. With the low ceiling here, and you have to keep it up above this mound in front of you as well. It's just a difficult one to reach.
But Tristan matching it and putting it in a great spot. You look at his really smooth forehand here. Keeps that elbow close to the body, gets the weight shift, and zero flutter on there. One of the smoothest forehand players.
Yet again, just trying to prove me wrong, making it look easy to reach. Great shot from Tristan there. Linus going with the backhand. Much more difficult angle to hit. Oh. That's a very tight line. I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody actually try that one over there, but that did seem intended.
Yeah, he's throwing an understable putter, kind of a putt and approach disc there, and yeah, if you hit that, it will work right the entire way. But yeah, it's pretty rare to see players go there. Chris going to the forehand flex with a fairway driver, it looks like.
And gets it up just a little bit too high. Trying to get it turned over, it's hard to keep it low without hitting that mound. I imagine Kevin gonna go more hyzer stand up, and he does so, but not quite on the right line.
Yeah,
the rest of the card
yeah,
showing you the difficulty.
And also the skill of putting it close that Tristan Tanner did.
Good recovery shot from Kevin. He'll be able to collect his par pretty easily. Doesn't look like Linus has too much left either.
Yeah, it's one of those ones at 322, if you are off a little bit, it's pretty easy to approach and get your par. But yeah, to shape that line, the low ceiling, through the triple mando, and what a drive from Tristan Tanner to pick up the sole birdie here. Takes him into the double digits.
Yeah, you can't ask for much better on that one. He's now 10 down for the round and pulling away from the rest of his card mates a little bit.
Yeah, in a big way. Getting closer, chasing Gannon Burr. Sitting in second place right now. Tristan Tanner having a great round here at the factory.
All right, bringing us into hole 18, 632 feet, par 4. Pretty skinny shot off of the tee pad. It's possible to reach this green, so you've got to take a little bit off if you throw far enough like these guys do. Then your approach shots is going to be 300 feet or 250 over top of this OB road here and onto an island green.
Yeah, I really like the design of this hole here. Is it, like you said, if you can kind of chop it into a couple shots, but that island green is just a great way to finish it. Let the spectators kind of circle around and really just get a great view as we finish here. But the forehand play going to the stand-up, I suppose.
Yeah, I like this play. There's room off to the right side of that ball golf green that just gives you a pretty straight look into the disc golf green.
Yeah.
And good play there. There is some OB off to the left side if you throw this right-handed backhand and skip too much. There's some OB over there as well. I was waiting for Kevin to say this because I figured he would go up over top that way, but there is a high hyzer off to the right side as well.
Yeah, kind of that regulator of speed and control, being able to put it high enough to let it dig in and not reach the green. But Chris going mid-range here.
Yeah, I imagine this will just be pretty straight, making sure he doesn't get onto the ball golf green.
Yep. And he is just the mid-range game of Chris Dickerson. The distance, the control. A lot of players throw those big shots over the top. He'll go mid-range, mid-range, mid-range on these par 4s and 5s.
And it does look like Kevin has his eyes looking up to the right. He's going to take that similar line to Linus, but of course he's going to throw it higher.
Yeah, almost bringing the power lines into play there. Yeah, I believe that spiked down just next to that cart path. We jumped to him. Oh, and not enough.
Yeah, this is going to be off to the right side. There's a small chance, but not this time. It doesn't look like he crossed.
No, he didn't.
Up onto the island either, so he's going to have a very difficult look for par if he even chooses to give it a run.
Yeah, Dickerson going that same disc again, mid-range, straight into the green. What a play.
Cleanly makes it.
Yeah.
He didn't get it to move right. I think he was trying to, but he'll be, I think he's inside the circle.
Yeah, for sure
there.
Inside the circle, but just a cool way to attack the hole. I mean, looking at 632, he kind of looks at it as 2 300-foot shots and throws mid-range, and puts himself in great positions. And Linus going putter approach into the
Here's
green.
That
this
straight
is
look, but he's got
too much.
Turned over, and he's going to have a similar, very tough par save from across the road as well.
Yeah. And yeah, he definitely did not cross. You're right about that. Forehand again here for Tanner.
Straighten this up a bit too much, but is around circle's edge and safe.
Here's a look at these jumping across the road putts here. Oh, Linus Carlsson, what a way to finish it out. Rewinding that back, great step putt over the little twigs. And
no bogey for me. He will finish
way.
at a 4 down for the round. And, yeah, great putt to finish. That'll get your momentum going into the next round.
Yeah, especially heading to that final day, being able to walk away with that momentum and ready to go for it. Kevin, similar position. Oh, just low.
You have to putt the frisbee, dude. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, just a little bit low.
Job. Throw it.
Needed a bit more height on it. Tristan does have a clean look over here. He's going to have a chance to get to 11 down for the round.
And he does.
And does so. Finishes his round with a turkey. Great momentum going into the final round. He's
3
gonna
holes you
be
don't
up
expect.
on leads hard now.
Yeah, to pick up 3 holes at the end there, wow. Dickerson, similar distance. Oh. And Chris just a little bit off, some unfortunate rollaways today. And sitting at -4 right now to be able to tap in that par. And yeah, Kevin for the bogey.
Yeah, that'll light a little bit of fire in him. He'll be ready to attack this last round.
No doubt.
Par cleanup there from Chris. And that finishes up on the end of a factory store course. You see Tristan Tanner with the hot round, shooting 11 down, 6 down on this back 9. And the rest of the cards struggling to keep up with them.
Yeah, that factory course, I feel like sometimes it can have some really low numbers, but it has those difficult greens, as we saw. And Gannon Burr holding on, -29 to head into this final day. Tristan Tanner jumping into the 2nd spot off this chase card. I mean, his putt was on fire.
Yeah, made lots of solid putts today, even after we saw one shaky putt cost him his 1 bogey of the round. But able to collect himself and still shoot the hot round of the day. After that, we now move back to the Innova course for the final round.
A little bit more technical, a little bit shorter, still has some really big shots, but going to be interesting to see how this one finishes out. Being able to only play the Innova course is the only way to play twice. So being able to make some corrections from round 2 and continue on to try to finish out our first Disc Golf Pro Tour of the event here.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see a few hotter scores than the first day on Innova if the conditions stay right.
Yep. Thank you for joining us here at Gatekeeper Media. Be sure to like and subscribe. I've been Mitch Phillips, Nathan Queen. We'll see you for the final round.
We'll see you guys out there.